Hello, my name is Dave Reinhardt. This is the management team here at Summit Community Church, and we've been working hard these past few months putting together our plan for you as leaders that you're going to be watching here. Nate's going to give you a little bit of a little recap of what we're going to be proposing on the 31st and on the 14th. So I'd like to give it away to Nate here, and look forward to seeing you guys on the 31st. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Hey Summit, how you doing? It's Pastor Nate. I want to thank you today for your leadership, for your service, all the ways that you make an impact here at our ministry. I am so honored to be your pastor, and it's so exciting for me to see the way God has worked through you, how many lives have been changed in our community, people who were baptized again here just a couple of weeks ago, and the incredible impact that our church is having. You are receiving this email, this update here, because you are a leader at our church or because you are one of our Beyond Our Walls campaign supporters, where a year and a half ago, you stood up, took a big step of faith, and said, I want to be a part of the vision of where God's leading next. So, I want to update you, give you some next steps for where we are moving forward as a church. As most of you know, a couple of months ago, at the end of this spring, LCEF made the decision that we're going to have to wait a little while longer yet to be able to build. And so our leadership team has prayed and wrestled and looked at options and has really said, all right, Lord, we're going to be here in the high school a little bit longer. So how do we prepare for that? What do we do to continue making the biggest possible impact that we can? And so that's why today we are going to be talking about the 31st and those next couple of weeks after that. The 31st of October is going to be our Vision and Volunteer Sunday. We want to say thank you to people here at the halfway point for the Beyond Our Walls campaign. We want to recognize and celebrate all the things that God's doing. And we also want to look to the future and share vision for where we're going next. As we do that, I need your help as a leader. You are a key influencer. You are somebody that other people look up to here in our church. And so just like before, we said, everybody's going to serve and make an impact and give and participate in different ways. But the key is this. It takes 100% participation. When everybody in our church, when people rally together, when we say, yes, God, I want to be a part of what you're doing, that's when we see incredible things happen. That's where God's Spirit works in our church and takes us to new levels, and we see lives being changed. So we're going to be carrying that message to the church and say 100%, we want all of you to be a part of this vision, be a part of where we're going next. I need your help as a leader to echo that message, to get people excited. When all our new people, we've got so many new faces here at Summit now, when people are asking questions, help to echo that, help to encourage them, and help to build some enthusiasm as we take next steps together as a church. So what are we going to share on the 31st? Well, part of that message there is to say, if we are here in the high school a little bit longer, how are we going to use this space even more effectively? We know our children's ministry is going to be a big game changer for us. Our volunteers do a great job right now, but we know for us to grow and move forward in our ministry. In fact, we know to be able to build and take some of those next steps, we need to be at least twice the size where we are right now, to be at least 600 people or more in regular worship. And so we're praying and saying, how can we impact twice the number of people? How can we have twice the impact here in our community? How can we see twice as many people baptized? And we know that our children's ministry was part of our next strategies to be able to do that. We want to create in the high school spaces now that don't just feel like our kids are sitting in the middle of a high school classroom. Right now we go into the gym, and it's just not set up in a lot of ways as a great children's ministry environment. We want to take our equipment from the sanctuary, just the video projector and the screen, and move it over there so we don't have kids tripping over cords and all this projector and stuff that's in the middle. We want artwork, we want other things there, and throughout the rest of our children's ministry space to transform each of those areas, even our hallways, even the lobbies there in the middle. So when families and kids come, they are excited and they know this place is designed with them in mind. In worship, Ryan has some incredible vision and ideas about how God's going to work next. There are some artistic and creative things we can do with video technologies, with some changes and some upgrades there that we can't do with what we have right now. Trust me, on the 31st, you're going to want to hear about some of these plans. We also are looking at key ways that we can reach out and have an even bigger impact by volunteering with outreach teams, getting people mobilized out there in our community to reach out to other people. volunteering with our children's ministry. There's some neat things that our management team is working on to make our setup and teardown and that whole process easier, even with more equipment. And as we rally people around that children's ministry, even more in prayer for our church, we're going to pass out on the 31st a commitment card and ask people to join their heart to the vision of what God's doing, to make themselves available personally to say, God, how can you work through me, just like we did with Walk Across the Room, to reach those in my circle of influence, to serve others and be a part of the ministry that way, and to be a financial partner. We're going to ask people to pray about that, and I'm asking you to pray for our leadership crew and all of us, and for all the people that God is bringing here to be a part of this next step, where we're going as a church. And over those next 2 weeks, to be able to look ahead, and on the 14th, we're going to ask people to make commitments in those areas with their time, with serving, with growing, and how they are financially partnering in God's work here. And as we do that on the 14th, it's going to be a great day for us to celebrate and trust God, grow in our faith, and for every one of us, for 100%, all of our new people, all of us as leaders, to say, Lord, we are with you where you're leading our church next, and we're excited about the plans that you have for us.